here we are in the hurricane zone. When that Category 5 hits, we want to feel comfortable that our house is going to withstand those forces. Hi, I'm Tom Ledman with Ledman Construction. We're a custom builder on the Emerald Coast, primarily in Panama City Beach and South Walton County. Today we are in the Wild Heron development on the west end of Panama City Beach. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk through a house that's in the rough framing stage, and we're going to ascertain that every truss, every manufactured truss, has a fastener that is sufficient to meet the load requirements, the uplift requirements that are set forth in our, what we call the Truss Bible. It's the engineering details. All of our trusses here in the hurricane zone are designed by truss engineers. We can't hand frame anything in order to meet the wind load requirements. And if you look at these carefully, every single detailed page will give you the maximum uplift. And what we've done before we started, we went through and we identified the ones that have a significant upload. The standard hurricane clip, I think everybody knows what hurricane clips are, is called a Simpson H2.5. And the H2.5 has an uplift factor of 615. So if the uplift requirement exceeds that, then we have to go with a better hold down than a standard fastener. We always like to use the H10As instead of H2.5s. And if you go to the Simpson book, you'll see that the H10A has a hold down factor of 1,015. So if the requirement, the minimal one is 600, then why would you go with 615 when for the same amount of money and hardly any more labor, you can use an H10A and have 1,015, almost twice what you need. So you're building in a safety factor. So we're going to go through each of these, which I've done before we started, and we highlight all of those that exceed 600, and then we go to our truss layout sheet, and we highlight them on our layout sheet, and then we're going to walk through the house and make sure that the framers have caught on that some of these trusses require more uplift protection than others. Okay, we're going to start with truss H5. This is considered a monopitch girder. And this is a truss, there's a quantity of two. There are two of them in the master bedroom. And if you look at this, they give you the point where you have to measure the uplift, 0.1 and 0.9. 0.1 has 1,567 of uplift. So even an H10 is not sufficient. And 0.9 has 1,757 of uplift. So both of those are going to require more than an H10. So let's go inside, let's take a look at the truss and see how they've installed it. We're inside the master bedroom and we're looking at truss H5. And again, there are two of them. They mirror each other on both sides. And if you look at this, the viewpoint of the plan is from the outside looking through. So on this right side of me, the uplift is 1,757. And you can see they have an H10 hanger, which only gives us 1,015. So that is insufficient. And both ends of each truss have the same. So this illustrates a very important point. You don't rely on your framers to give you the proper uplift fastener. You have to go to the Truss Bible, view each truss requirements, and make sure that every truss in a house has that. Because here we are in the hurricane zone. When that Category 5 hits, we want to feel comfortable that our house is going to withstand those forces. So what we're going to do is add probably a twist strap to each one of those, which will give us an additional 1,000 pounds of uplift protection, and then we'll exceed the requirement and build in a safety margin as well.